We got, what, 6 teams? Alex
1,
is
2,
going to give
3,
me
4,
these
5, 6,
teams and tell me whether it's time to panic or be patient. So who do we got first, Alex?
Yeah. We're starting with the White Sox. Are you panicking or be patient?
Let me start by saying I'm very much so. I'm gonna err on the side of be a little patient on.
Okay.
We're not even 20 games into the year, so I'm gonna err on that side. Typically, I probably will panic about a few of these.
Okay.
But with the White Sox, I'm gonna say be patient. I was higher on the White Sox than most. If we all remember, I picked them to win the AL Central. I believe they are very talented, and very slow start to the year. They're 6-10. Dealing with some injuries, not great play. My answer for the White Sox is be patient. They're very talented. I think they can get right back there in it with the other teams in the division, Twins and Guardians.
All right. Moving on to the other Sox, the Red Sox. We panicking or just be a little patient?
No, I'm panicking here.
Really?
Here's why. They're 500, right? They're 8-8. But I watched them very closely in that series against the Rays, where the Rays hadn't yet lost, right?
Yeah.
But the Red Sox were destroyed in every facet of the game that series. They were exposed in that series. Now, they did go on to win a home series against the Angels in pretty dominant fashion, but the reason I'm saying panic is because who are they better than in the AL East? Are they better than the Yankees? Are they better than the Blue Jays? Are they better than the Rays? Are they better than the Orioles?
No. I don't think so.
And they're not playing like they are. So I had to believe this year for the Red Sox to really compete, they needed to get out to a great start. And really, once you have a good start, momentum builds. And then next thing you know, people are starting to talk about you as like, well, this team could be a surprise. Like so far in the year, the Cubs and the way people are talking about the Cubs, right? Getting out to that hot start. And then it becomes, well, this team might be able to do something.
Mm-hmm.
But sitting at 500, getting dominated by teams in your division, not really being better than any team in your division on the surface or on paper, that to me says you got to panic about this team. I'm not super high on the Red Sox.
All right. Moving on to the Astros. Are we panicking or being patient? Because they've been flirting with the top 3 spot kind of this first 3 weeks of the season.
Come on. Wait. Be patient. The Astros are my World Series pick this year, and we're, a few games into the year. We're not even 20 games in. 16, 17 games in, around there. Be patient. The Astros over the last couple of years have gotten off to a few slower starts and end up 100% of the time, at least in the ALCS, if not in the World Series. The Astros will be fine. This is probably going to be the easiest answer of all. Be patient.
Okay.
Be patient.
Now we're sticking in the AL West. The Mariners. I mean, the AL West is pretty tight between everybody except the A's right now. And the Mariners, everyone just keeps shuffling every single day of where they are in the order.
Yeah, be patient with them. They're 8-8. Is that the start they expected? No. But have we seen flashes of them being good? Yeah, absolutely. I don't think their offense has scratched the surface of where they can be. And I say be patient because with the pitching rotation of Castillo and Gilbert and Robbie Ray and, the names and George Kirby, they're going to be fine. And offensively, they added Teoscar Hernandez, pairing him with Julio Rodriguez. I think the Mariners are a playoff team. I don't think an 8-8 start is enough for anybody to push the panic button. So when it comes to the Mariners, just be patient.
All right. Our next team, the Cardinals. Are we panicking? Are we being patient? Because they're under 500 right now.
Yeah.
They're under 500.
This is a tough one. They're 7-9. I'm going to say be patient with them. I did pick them to win the NL Central. However, not because of, I wouldn't change that based on how the Cardinals are doing because, again, I don't really love pushing the panic button super early in the year. But if I changed it, it would be because the Brewers look to be elite. And we saw what they did over the weekend, going to San Diego and taking 3 of 4 from the Padres. The Brewers are legit. And the additions they made to the offense, both with additions they made as well as young rookies making a big difference on this team. I really like the Brewers, but be patient with the Cardinals. Their offense is very good. Jordan Walker is is going to be a star in this league, I think, and they were dealing with some injuries early. I'm saying be patient with them.
Okay. One more team. We're heading back to the AL West, the Angels. And we know this season is a make or break for Shohei Ohtani, who's a free agent at the end of the year. So are we panicking right now, or are we being patient?
Oh, we're panicking.
Right?
If you're an Angels fan, you got to be panicking all year long. There's no way, there's no wiggle room here.
Mm-mm.
And yes, they're 7-8, not a great start to the year, not a terrible start. So I'm not saying panic because, oh my gosh, they're 7-8. No. We're panicking because you need to panic all year long, because if you're not good, you're going to lose Shohei Ohtani. That's why you're panicking. And if you're an Angels fan, I think everybody is probably in agreement here. This is a do or die year, a make or break year. Every single game matters, because if you're not winning, the entire organization and entire franchise could be shaked up forever. And it could be, this is, if not the biggest, I think it is. I think this is the biggest first half in Angels history. That's why we're panicking. Yeah. Every game is vital, because if you're not good at the trade deadline, you have to get something for Shohei. And I don't know what's going to happen. I think ultimately Shohei wants to win on the Angels. If he could have his cake and eat it too, it's be on the Angels and win. But we've seen him talk about, I want to win. That's the goal. So if the Angels are going to continue to prove for his entire career again this year that they're not going to win, then I believe Shohei is going to move on. So if you're below 500 at the trade deadline or 10 games out of a playoff spot, you got to get something for Shohei, knowing he's probably going to leave. So you're panicking because if you're not in contention at the trade deadline, everybody, or a lot of people's favorite player and the greatest talent the game has seen, Shohei Ohtani, will be gone. So panic for the Angels.
Which is so crazy, because the entire franchise would change.
Yeah.
When you walk into that stadium, it's all Japanese advertising now. It's a completely new fan base, like everything around it. And then what if you take that chance of no, we believe we can do it, let's keep him and not trade him, if you're just on the cusp there.
Yeah.
How close do you have to be to say, nah, okay, we don't believe in this team anymore, so we got to trade him to get something? Because then you're telling your guys, we don't believe in you, we don't think you can do it. It's such an hard and intense situation. And just, this is, whew.
I think you got to be, you gotta win. If you're the Angels, you got to be pretty far out of it to trade him. Yeah. I don't think it's I think if there's even a pipe dream that they have a chance to make the playoffs, I think they keep him and try. Because, man, the value that Shohei is to that franchise and that organization is more valuable than the pieces you could get in return that could potentially change around the entire franchise forever. I acknowledge that, but the value he has there, you can't talk enough about. So panic. And when I think of the Angels this year and the fan base, I like to imagine the gif of everybody just screaming and running around and on edge. That should be Angels fans all year long.